Let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, I'm going to leave the name of the website where I got this information anonymous. I'm not going to mention them. And I'm going to start with the strawweight division. They have Coelho D. Singwacha. The WBC have Coelho D. Singwacha, ranked as their number one contender. But yet, the WBA, the IBF, the WBO, and the website's own rankings or ratings don't have him placed anywhere. That tells a story in itself. More than likely, this is someone the WBC owe a favor to, or his manager, or his backers, or he's got a certain constituency wherever he's from in Asia. That's where I assume he's from. Yeah? And like I said, I'm leaving the website anonymous, but it's a credible source of information. And if they haven't got him ranked in their top 15, and the other 3 governing bodies haven't got him ranked, it's either he's a surprise package who the rest of them governing bodies haven't heard about, or, like I said before, he's being pushed up there unjustifiably because he might have a fan base, or because his manager might be owed a favor, or his backers have a plan how they can break bread off him, and they've managed to grease the palm of somebody in the WBC. Or they're just as much part of this boxer's development as his backers, when they really shouldn't be. This is the truth about boxing. Then we move up to light flyweight. We have Nok Noe, Sifi Prasert. Now, I'm probably not pronouncing these names right, but it's not the point. This guy is ranked number 1 by the WBC, number 3 by the WBA, number 12 by the WBO, and at number 10 by the website. But the IBF have just done the Bermuda Triangle on this guy, and he doesn't exist. So you're telling me he's ranked number 1 by the WBC, number 3 by the WBA, number 12 by the WBO, and number 10 by the website. So he's ranked highly by the 2 oldest organizations. Yeah? Now we understand the bias. The WBO had to fit him in somewhere, and they put him in 12. The website have him in the top 10, barely, at number 10. So that tells me out of 5 bodies, he's probably not a bad fighter. I've never seen him fight. But he's probably not a bad fighter. And the IBF can't even find this guy. Can't even find him. And to be honest with you, how can he be ranked so high by the WBC, the WBA? You can split hairs between 1 and 3. But he's ranked number 12 by the WBO. That's not even in the top 10. And okay, he got number 10 on the website. At least he's in the top 10. But again, yeah, it's all about the place. That's because of favors, politics, manipulating, maneuvering, whatever you want to call it. And let's not forget, money. Fucked up. I could go through all the weight classes, but all you'd get is a similar trend in almost every division. Yeah? So what I did, I just went to what I believe is the most popular division of the day, and that's the welterweight division. And the WBC's number 1 contender there is Selçuk Aydin. Now, have the WBA ranked Selçuk Aydin? Oh. What about the WBO? Oh. The IBF? Oh. Well, at least he's found a spot on the website. He's number 15. And even these websites are going crazy because every time I go to check on there, they have 15 fighters a division. But for some reason, they've extended the welterweight division to 16 so they can fit Carson Jones in. So the website have got Selkirk Aiden at 15. But he's ranked number 1 by the WBC. Now, I'm not going to go and say it's because of this and that and that. I said all that already. It's up to these bodies to come out and explain why your source of gathering the rankings is so much different to another body's. It needs to be explained. Now FIFA, which stands for Football International Federation Association, have England ranked at number 4. How they come to that conclusion, I don't know, because Italy finished higher than them. Italy got in the final. England haven't been in a major final since 1966, whether that's the Euros or the World Cup. But regardless of that, it's not all about that. Forget that. Yeah? I don't know how they've come to that ranking. It is what it is. They might have a more scientific way of ranking the teams or the countries than what I know. But it is what it is. But regardless, there's not another body you're going to find out there who can contradict that rating. Yeah? You're not going to have the World Football Association who have England ranked at number 7 or at number 3, because there isn't one. FIFA governs all international matches. So England are ranked 4. Whether you want to dispute the legitimacy of how they got there, doesn't matter. They're ranked at 4. But as transparent as football is, like let's take the Euros for instance. I mean, I didn't watch it because of all of the racism shit. But the matchup between Italy and Spain in a final is a really good international matchup. You know? Any football fan who really loves football would have been sitting down to watch Italy and Spain in a competitive final in the European Championships. But the thing is, the way international football tournaments are organized and the way they're structured, let's say Italy was in the same group as Spain in the first round. One of them might have to go. They might meet each other in the quarterfinal or semi-final, and one of them has to go. Yeah? So, theoretically, that final only came about by chance. Yeah? Only by chance. Yeah, sure, you can argue that, to a degree, that they're two of the better footballing nations in the tournament. So, there was a chance they will go further than lesser teams. Yeah, of course. That goes without saying. But the draws, the semi-finals, the quarterfinals, and the group stages often lead to random events. And at times you get shock results. Let's say Italy and Spain were the best 2 football teams in the world. Let's say for a duration of 10 years. The only way they could guarantee to play each other to see who the best is to have friendly matches. They couldn't rely on tournaments. Boxing doesn't have that problem. Like I said before, Chad Dawson called out Andre Ward accepted. Bingo! That's it! Done! Easiest negotiation ever. And that's how it should be all the time. Yeah? It should be easy like that all the time. But it's not. And look, sometimes, just from a nostalgic point of view, you don't want to make shit too rigid sometimes. You know? Because there's unwritten rules in boxing. Like you have to rip the champion's belt away. You can't just come in there and scrape it and take it. Yeah? That shouldn't really happen. And to be honest, that's not a bad tradition. That's not a bad tradition. But if we had more secret codes that would embarrass people, all the websites, the YouTube boxing community, the television networks, the alphabet belts, like for instance, you're a top 10, top 5 fighter, and you're not taking a test against P.E.D.s to show your cleanness, you should be shamed into embarrassment, and we should automatically think you're using. You should be shamed into taking the test. Yeah? We should just assume you're guilty. The alphabet boys, they shouldn't have one fighter ranked at number 1 in one body, and then he's not ranked at all in the other one, or he's ranked at 15 in the other body. That shouldn't happen. It's too far a disparity. It's too far. No one's saying that they all have to be all love, and love each other, but they should have some joined up thinking between them. That's the only way this shit can work. You know what I mean? Like there should be a panel somewhere, but I don't know where the panel would come from. A ratings panel needs to be formed. And Selcook Aiden would have to be the topic of the month. Well, he's rated number 1 by your organization, and nobody else has got him. Nobody else has got him. There has to be a reasonable explanation for this. Because basically, whether you like it or not, all of your top 15s should look fairly similar. They just should. All you should have is different champions, and that's it. Anything else smells of corruption. It looks really unprofessional as well. I mean, these bodies, they're so unprofessional. You know, it looks like one of you guys is hiring Mickey Mouse to seek out the rankings, and the others are using somebody more qualified. And then it will switch next week. The IBF will use Mickey Mouse this week, and next week they'll use the more professional guy. And then the week after that, the WBC will have Mickey Mouse. It's just real mess. And it looks sloppy, man. And I'm not having a go at Selcook Aiden. It's not his fault, yeah? All he can do is fight for the championship if they gave him that ranking. It's not his fault. But at the same time, if he hasn't fought any ranked contenders, he shouldn't be getting a shot. He shouldn't be. The Ring magazine don't have him in the top 10. But you know, I'm even falling out of love with them because for some reason, they still have Manny Pacquiao ranked at number 1. And Tim Bradley is ranked at number 7. It's crazy. And it's not like they was brave enough to null and void Bradley's victory against Pacquiao and just say we don't recognize the victory because we don't think he won. Which they could do because it's their magazine. So theoretically, they could say we don't acknowledge that he's the WBO champion. But they do. They've got it there. They've got it here. WBO champion at junior welterweight and welterweight. They've been very clever with the phrasing. They've wrote WBO, but they haven't wrote welterweight beside it. And then they wrote WBO again, junior welterweight, which he's gave up. And they're fully aware that he's gave them belts up. So even they're slipping. Even they're slipping. And they did some fuckeries at heavyweight too. Like Thomas Adamek is rated at number 1. Eddie Chambers isn't even ranked in the top 10. And in my opinion, that fight was just as controversial as the Pacquiao fight. But Eddie's not even ranked by the Ring now. So it's all a bit fried, fragmented. And I tried to ignore it and say the belts don't matter. But it bugs me really and truly. It really bugs me. Some of the bullshit that they go on with. And I don't know where these independent bodies are going to come from who oversee rankings, where judges are appointed, and the overseeing of PED testing because you just can't trust the government, man. If they put the government in there, I just won't be satisfied at all. You know, and some of you might be because you believe in that shit. But me, in my opinion, nothing would have changed. And it would still be as shady as shit. And you know my views are very cynical about PEDs. But let me break it down like this, yeah? Bob Arum has the biggest stable of world-class boxers. So until Bob, and to a lesser degree, Oscar De La Hoya, Richard Schaefer, and Golden Boy, yeah? And the money team will have to come in there because Floyd is becoming a prominent businessman in boxing. But to a degree, it's Bob Arum's stable. Until he gets his stable to commit and submit to regular drug testing. And I'm not throwing it all on Bob, but yo, like, take it or leave it. I'm just going to come out and say it. Because he has the biggest and most powerful stable. So until he commits to it, yeah, change doesn't come until the individual steps up. And his stable will be the biggest shining example. Bradley, Pacquiao, Chavez Jr., Donaire. Okay, Donaire is committed to VADA. But how comes the rest of the guys have not committed to it? I mean, Floyd was voted the most powerful person in boxing, but his stable is still green. I mean, Jesse Vargas left. Who's really left in there? Floyd is the franchise boxer, and he already committed himself to a doping agency for testing, USADA. But yeah, Bob is still in the process. Bob is helping keeping PEDs bubbling as the hottest topic in boxing. Because you have to start at the top and weed your way down to the bottom. What are you going to do? Start with the journeyman earning $500 or something, or $1,000 a fight? No. You have to start with the motherfuckers taking 20 million and 5 million purses in front of the whole blood clot world at the MGM. Big pay-per-view numbers. That's where you start. And I know there's a few people who are going to throw dislikes on this video just because of what I said there. But it's the truth. It's the truth. It's not like he's competing with Don King and Don King could shoulder half the blame. No. Bob is the king of the empire. Yeah? He is currently making more money out of boxing than any other promoter who's out there in the world. Yeah? And don't boggle or confuse your mind with big equations and conspiracy theories. Keep it simple. Wherever the money, the most money and the most power is, yeah, is the answer for the solution. It's whether they have the will or the want to make them changes. Peace out.